The NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Kalshi. Make real money predicting sports. Kalshi is available in all 50 states. Plus, you get $20 for free with the promo code SGPN. That's Kalshi, promo code SGPN. And welcome, everyone, to the NBA Gambling Podcast here on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Currently Friday morning, January 16th, around 11 a.m. Eastern. I'm Rose Scott Show. Once again, joined by Lonte and Scott. Together, we're going to break down our thoughts for the 6 games on the NBA card for Friday. Lonte, we did a show yesterday. I believe we did pretty well. We ended up splitting our lock and dog picks, but I feel like as a whole, our picks were pretty solid. Lonte, how's it going with you? What's up?
Yeah, pretty good, man. I was looking at the card last night after it got done, and I think we nailed pretty much everything that's outside of a few things. But yeah, overall pretty good. I mean, split is fun, so yeah, we'll take it. We'll go into this smaller Friday slate, but that's fun.
Yeah, a couple of close games yesterday. I ended up seeing Orlando come back against Memphis in Germany. Detroit was down most of the game against Phoenix with no Booker, but they ended up rallying despite Cade being pretty bad for the entire game. Miami blew a 19-point lead. Waiter got benched the entire second half, and the Celtics came back and won. Besides that, Milwaukee only lost by 18. I think they were down 30-plus at one point, so that was ugly. Lonte, I'll ask you quickly, because I had the Spurs alt spread as my dog, but do you think Doc makes it to the end of the year?
Yeah, I mean, I think he will. I think they don't really have any other options. It's not like any coach they're going to bring in right now. So, I mean, no need to do that now. I haven't looked at the standings. How far are they? Are they like? You think they're done with play-in or anything? Like it's the East.
They're definitely not done with play-in because the bottom of the East is still basically a tank fest. So they're not going to be out of it. But Milwaukee right now is out of it. Milwaukee's 2 games behind Atlanta for the 10th spot.
Oh yeah, they'll be fine. I mean, I don't believe in them, but I mean, they still got technically things to play for. So I don't think they'll fire him at all. Now, at the end of the year, I'm not sure. I mean, I think it's more so in the front office for, compiling this. I mean, if you want to call it a team, I mean, it's just not a good bevy of guys. I mean, if they're going to trade Giannis, if they trade Giannis, he's probably definitely out. But if they don't, I think he stays.
I mean, I think they should already have traded Giannis. I don't really see the point of this at all. You're blooding an older asset at this point. I know Giannis is still a top 5 player in the league when healthy, but he's had an injury history. And the fact is your team has really not been relevant for a long time. I mean, I'm going to ask you if you remember, when was the last time Milwaukee won a playoff series? Because I don't remember. It's been a couple of years.
Championship. It'll probably be the championship, right? The championship that they have?
I remember they lost in 7 to Boston, but I believe that happened after.
Yeah, I think they.
That was when Tatum dropped like 40 in Game 6, and then you had the Grant Williams game in Game 7.
Yeah,
I'm not sure they've won a series since.
Yeah, they haven't. I don't think they haven't. Giannis got hurt against the Heat, and I think
got hurt against Indiana. They lost that one too. Last year they lost.
I don't think they've won one since.
That's what I'm saying. What's the point? Like, what are you doing? Like, Giannis is getting older. You are going to see a diminished return if you hold on to him for no reason. Your franchise headed nowhere. You got to hit the reset button. I mean, that's how I'm looking at it. But either way, point is Bucks are in free fall. This team stinks. But I'll ask you, which loss was worse last night? The Bucks on the road or the Lakers at home? Because both teams got buried.
I think we called both of those games, so not really surprising to us. But I would say the Lakers at home. I mean, I think Charlotte is a bet on team. I mean, they're feisty. They're playing well. It's not really a good match. The Lakers are in free fall. They got things going on internally. They don't really have the right roster, despite their early success. So I would say maybe the Lakers are a little bit more surprised. But the Bucks, I mean, I'm not surprised. I mean, I thought they would get buried. But, yeah, I would have, if I had to pick between the two, I would say Lakers.
I think I agree because I picked the Spurs alt spread, so I just saw it coming. But the Lakers, I think we picked Charlotte in that game anyway. But the way that it unraveled, the Lakers have these moments where they just let go of the rope. Like, this team quits very quickly in games, and you've, I'm sure, noticed it as a fan of the team. They'll go from down 2 to down 15 in the span of 3 minutes, and the game's just over. I'm sure you've noticed that on numerous occasions with this team. There's just really a lack of fight and a lack of pride, especially on defense with this team. So either way, the Lakers got buried Nice win for Charlotte, though, and LaMelo, a bit of a homecoming there back to California. Looked very good over the course of that game. Think he had 9 threes in the game yesterday, but either way, Charlotte scored 130 plus, and they kind of ran the Lakers out of the building. Anyway, before we get into any of the games for Friday, a reminder that we have a current discount going on in the merch store. New year, new gear. SGPN merch store has a bunch of new items for the new year, and right now get 10% off everything. Promo code 2026. So you want to check out the NBA Gambling Podcast options on the merch store, you can. Once again, code 2026. All the numbers. So once again, a 4-number code there, 2026, for 10% off everything in the merch store. Moving on to the first game on the card here for Friday. We have a tank bowl. We have the Pelicans taking on the Pacers. For this one, I'll play the sound effect first. So for the actual spread, Pacers laying 3.5. The over-under has been bet up. It's up to 241.5. Injury report, I see Zion is active for this game. Currently, you have Alvarado, Herb Jones, and DeJounte who are out. For Indiana, no Obi, no Mathurin, and no Jackson. Mathurin's been out for a week plus already, so nothing really that new. We saw Indiana get buried by Toronto last time out, but before that, they actually had won 3 in a row, beating Boston, beating Miami, beating Charlotte. So Indiana's shown some signs of life lately. For New Orleans, they are 3-15 on the road. They ended up beating the Nets in the last game. That was close. They rallied in the fourth quarter. Before that, though, I mean, this team's been in free fall. Nothing else to really add. Team stinks on the road. Indiana, though, laying points at home, I don't feel great about, but I understand it based on the recent form. The Nets have also been brutal lately, so the Pelicans beating that team really doesn't mean much to me. But I do think there's some value on, in my opinion, New Orleans getting 3.5, but I'd rather take the under. I think this total's a bit high. I know it's going to sound dangerous because New Orleans' defense isn't that great. Indiana, though, has been playing some good defense. I mean, it's why this team's actually been winning some games here. Reading off the scores allowed, I mean, 116 to Toronto in a loss. They only scored 101 in that game. Only gave up 96 to Boston, gave up 99 to Miami, and Charlotte's been an up-tempo team. That game landed 226. I think 241.5 is a massive total. I'll go for the under as my favorite play in this game. What do you like?
Yeah, I'm with you on the under. I like the way Indiana's been playing, man. They've still been fighting. I think Indiana is one of those teams that are going to get, rewarded, the good karma and get, a number 1, number 2 pick next year in the draft just because they're actually playing hard. And their struggles early on came because they were playing basically, not even G League players because those guys were hurt. They were playing some players who haven't even been in their organization. So that's kind of, shaped their bad start. But still, they're still 21-20 overall ATS. They're 13-10 ATS at home. I like the way that they're trending as far as playing defense. So you just ran off the numbers.
The pressure's finally off. They got Carlisle the milestone. Yeah. It took about 3 weeks to get, and then after that, they won some games.
Yeah, since then they've been really good. The Pelicans, they've lost 8 of their last 10 straight up. They failed to cover 7 of those 10, and obviously a lot of those were as underdogs. And they did defeat this team 128-109 in New Orleans about a month ago. That's 2.5 points.
And that game went under, too.
Yeah, so I like the under. I do like the defensive effort that Indiana's been going with. The Pelicans, they got a slew of talent, but they just can't win. I don't know what it is about. They should not be this bad. But they are.
I think the key word there when you have Jordan Poole, mostly Zion on that team's accountability. There just has been no accountability for anybody for the last.
Yeah, so I like some of the pieces that they have. But they just
can't talent.
Win.
Free Trey Murphy.
Yeah, they just can't win. But and this one I like under. If I had to play anything, I would play the Pacers. But with my luck, jumping on the Pacers right now, the Pelicans will win. So I'm gonna stay away from the side, but I do like the under as well.
There's just no chance that I really want to lay points with either of these teams right now. So I'll just go for the under.
Probably should be close to pick. Yeah.
It is kind of correlated. If you think Indiana is going to win, it's probably going to be because of the defense.
Right.
But there is a chance Indiana's offense also no-shows the game. So a couple of scripts there for the under. I'll go for that in this one. Moving on to the next game. Cavs taking on the Sixers, a deja vu game. We saw Cleveland bury Philly in the last meeting. They faced off a couple days ago. Cleveland scored 133, and they blew them out in Philly. They faced off 2 times this season, and Cleveland has scored a total of 265. So Philly cannot guard this team. And we saw Cleveland win both meetings by double digits. Now, for the injury report for this game, Paul George, Barlow, and Embiid are probable. That's basically it. Barlow's questionable, but Paul George and Embiid are probable. For Cleveland, no Garland with a toe injury. What else is new? It's kind of been a common theme for Garland for a year. Besides that, no Merrill, no Strus, and no Wade. So Philly's laying 2.5. The over-under is 232.5. Lonte, I'll ask you because they just played against each other. And I know that deja vu principles would suggest a bounce-back effort from Philly. Then again, is Cleveland just a bad matchup for Philly? Because in the two meetings, they've kind of dominated the entire way, and they've scored 132+. So I'm not sure Philly can actually guard this team based on the matchups. Cleveland did a good job at limiting Maxey in the last game, which I did not see coming. But either way, I think I'll go with Cleveland in this game. I understand why people want to jump on Philly. Classic, we got embarrassed at home. We'll try to have a better effort the second time around. I get it. But Cleveland matches up pretty well against this team, and it's shown so far this season. So I'll go for Cleveland.
Yeah, I like Cleveland as well, man. Actually, you know what? Cleveland's going to be not right now, but like after the All-Star break, I wonder what they do like move-wise. But like once they get, a little bit of time off to get those guys healthy, I think they're going to be a bottom team for me. I'm going to take some futures on them to win the East because, like you said, I think they're a matchup nightmare whenever they're whole, especially when they're knocking down shots. And Mitchell's playing obviously at a high level. He's got extreme playoff success. If he can just get those other guys to, stay healthy and be there, because they haven't been healthy the past 2 years, significantly more last year than the previous. But
well, it comes to the playoffs, and Mitchell is always playing through some leg injury at some point. That's kind of how it goes.
Yeah, so they just got to stay healthy. But I like what they can be at post All-Star break, so that's something I'll be looking out for. But yeah, I think you hit it on the head. Like the Cleveland offense just has extreme success against Philadelphia, and it's shown 133 and 132 points this year versus them, which probably gets me to an over. This is right in the middle of the two prior games. I think they closed 235 and 236. So it's like right in the middle of those at 235. Well, it's not 235 and a half. It actually took some money. So, I like the over even more. Cleveland's over in 11 of 18 on the road. Philly's over in 11 of 20 at home.
You're mentioning road numbers. For the record, Cleveland's had at least 235 in 5 straight games.
Yeah, so I think all lines up with what they want to do. Obviously, the pace is different with and without Joel Embiid, so you kind of gotta look deeper into those, like tempo and over/under numbers whenever you're looking at Philadelphia, because when Joel's on the court, they obviously want to slow the ball down. But I think Cleveland forces them to run. I like the over. I would play Cleveland if I had to. If it got to like 3, I would play Cleveland.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, you could argue it's a good deja vu spot for Philly, but I'll just take Cleveland. I think these teams are pretty, once again, I'd say streaky, and Cleveland seems to have their number. So give me Cleveland in this game. Moving on to the next game, you have the Bulls taking on the Nets. I'm not going to play the sound effect, but I'm tempted because both teams are not very good. But either way, the Nets are laying 1.5 at home, and the over-under is at 225.5. The Nets had the number 1 rated defense in the league in December. And then I'm sure Joe Tsai yelled at Fernandez to be worse. And since then, they have been god-awful. This team has lost 8 of their last 9. And I'll tell you right now, they have punted away some games down the stretch, which feels very intentional. I fully approve, for the record. But against New Orleans and against Memphis, they could have won those games. They immediately just fell apart down the stretch. So the Nets have been competitive, but now they're losing some games. As for Chicago, they've been without Giddey for a couple weeks. And you know what? They have been feisty. Ended up beating Utah in their last game, lost to Houston but covered, beat Dallas by 18. They're playing pretty well, even without a lot of their key guys. So I'll ask you, because I think the Nets should be favored in this game. But at the same point, we know that both teams are missing, the Bulls mainly, because Giddey's not playing. But you're looking at the Nets who have Porter Jr. for this game. What do you like? Because I think I'm on the Nets, but that does involve backing a team that's lost 8 of 9. So I'm kind of stuck, but I think I'll go Nets. What are your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I thought the wrong team was favored. I thought the Bulls should be favored. The Nets have, they've been okay defensively in the before the new year, but like you said, he ran it off.
They were number 1 in the league defensively in December, and I believe since the start of January, They are the third or fourth worst
Right.
defense in the league, I think.
Yeah, and that completely changes how you want to look at them as a team. Now, they have been feisty, I will say that, but, I mean, not recently. And the Bulls, they've lost – when they lost that – they had a 7-game losing streak. They came back. They've won 10 of 17. So they're trending in the right directions. I mean, Chicago's 15-6 as a dog. It's also a little bit of a revenge spot for them. They lost at 7.5-point home favorites in December.
They got killed in that game. I think.
Back when the Nets were playing really good defensively. Both teams 4-6 ATS. Brooklyn's only been favored once this year. I mean, they did win and cover that game. They are a better team on the road, ATS and straight up. So I like the Bulls to go in here and get it done, man. Even without Giddey, I mean, I think this is an even matchup. Probably would favor the Bulls by like 1. So I like the Bulls to get this done. Just
to be clear, there is a 0% chance I'm betting on this game. Like, not even a discussion for me. I do not care enough to bet on this game. If you want to go for a live bet and just back whatever team's like down 10 and maybe get a live spread, that's fine. But I have no interest in betting either team, as it's mentioned in the comment section here. Carl's pointing out, these teams are trash. Yeah, you're not wrong. So I'm going to pass on this game as well. But you're going to go with Chicago if you had to pick. So there you go. Before we get into the rest of the card for Friday, a reminder, they're brought to you by our sponsor, which is Avo. So once again, make more money betting on sports with AVO, the best sports betting tool that helps you profit every time you decide to place bets by using arbitrage and plus EV opportunities, and they can get them for you faster than the competitors, keep you organized in one place. And a reminder that if you are new to arbitrage, that's fine. They have step-by-step video guides to help you if you are trying to learn how to do it. But either way, a reminder, if you want to check out Avo, go to avo.bet. Use the code SGPN for $18 off your purchase. That's avo.bet. Promo code SGPN for $18 off. We're also brought to you by Kalshi, real money prediction market available in all 50 states. Trade markets in sports, including the NFL, college football, college basketball, NBA, NHL, and more. Plus, you can also trade props like first touchdowns. Besides sports, they have a ton of other options in markets like politics, entertainment, and even the weather. And if you are new to Kalshi, new customers get $20 when they sign up with the code SGPN. That's Kalshi, Kalshi, promo code SGPN for a free $20 at sign up. Promo code SGPN. Welcome back, everyone, to the Again podcast. Finished going through the first couple games that we had for Friday. Time to move on into the next game. Moving on to the Clippers as road favorites taking on the Raptors. They're laying 1.5. The over-unders at 214.5. Injury report. So Kawhi's questionable again, but this year has been playing through the questionable tag. So that has been a good sign, but I'm assuming Kawhi's going to play in this game. Collins is questionable. Zubac is questionable. And the same usual people are out. Shout out to Chris Paul. Moving on to Toronto quickly is questionable for this game. Barrett is out. Pirtle is out. And a couple of other guys are questionable, like Mamukashvili, Garrett Temple, who's basically a part-time head coach at this point, and Battle, Hepburn, a couple other random bench guys. Either way, though, we know the Clippers have been rolling since Ty Lue told them to start from zero and go from there. They've been good. They keep winning. Toronto's not been that great recently. They've been pretty up and down. The Clippers are a wagon, just simply put. I'll take them again. Give me the Clippers minus 1.5. I think it should be a bigger spread. I'm assuming Kawhi's going to play because he has played through this tag for the last couple of weeks. The Clippers are objectively solid right now, and Toronto still can't really shoot. They're an abysmal three-point shooting team, which is a problem long term. Give me the Clippers minus 1.5.
Yeah, I like the Clippers as well, man. I mean, they do this every year. You like call them trash. People talk about them for, about a month or so, and then they rattle off like some impressive wins and have a great stretch like they're on right now. I mean, Kawhi's been really impressive. I mean, obviously, Kawhi's like, it's not surprising that he's playing well. Like, he's really fucking good.
It's surprising he's playing this well after this many leg injuries, but he's been an absolute machine. Yeah,
but I mean, he's a Hall of Famer. Like, of course, he's really good. So, like, it's not surprising that he's doing that. It's just like surprising.
I mean, if he stayed healthy, you could argue that he's top 25 all time. But the point is, he just has not been healthy. He's still going to be top 75. Yeah, but he just has had injuries. Yeah, and when he's on the floor, I mean, he changes what they do on both ends of the floor, and I think that's drastic. I mean, the quality of opponents over their stretch, they've won. They've held 4 straight opponents to under 110 points. Now, the quality of those opponents have not been good, but still, they're doing what they need to do. They're 8-2 straight up in ATS the last 10. Toronto has been up and down over the last handful of games, but still
trending well. They're a team I want to buy on, but not in a spot like this against a team like the Clippers, who matches up really well with them. I like under as well, so I'm going to go under and go with the Clippers on this one.
Yeah, I agree on the under. I see Lorenzo saying that this game feels like it's 101-98. I'll go a bit higher. I'll say 105-101, but same ballpark.
Yeah, I like
a low-scoring, close game.
Yep.
But I think the Clippers pull out the win, personally. Moving on to the next game. You have the Timberwolves taking on the Rockets. Rockets are laying 7.5, and the over-under's at 222.5. Now, we saw Houston get buried by OKC yesterday. I believe Shea told Durant at the free throw line, enjoy the 7 seed. Ouch. Yeah, nobody cares about Houston because this team's not very good. But either way, Houston's laying 4.5, which means one thing and one thing only. Ant is not playing in this game. So that might explain why the spread is so large right now for a Houston team on a back-to-back. Eason might play. He's questionable. Finney Smith is questionable. Forgot he was in the league. He's still on Houston, so that could be a decent 3-and-D pickup mid-season. But we saw Minnesota without Ant and Gobert bury Milwaukee. I know Milwaukee's a lot worse than Houston, but still, Houston's kind of in free fall, and I've pointed this out for the last week or two. They look awful. They can't shoot. Durant's having tantrums on the bench. This team just has no chemistry, and this team's just not very good. And I was not high on Houston preseason because of the lack of shooting. And I'm not saying Van Vliet would have fixed everything, but at least it gives you a veteran leader who can hit some shots. They need one of those because I think we'd all agree Durant's more of a follower than a leader at this point, and that has been the case throughout his entire career. They don't really have that impactful voice, that stabilizer to get everybody back on track. And Udoka's just not been able to get his guys going. So even though Houston's at home, and even though they, once again, on paper, should beat a Minnesota team without Ant, I'm not going to bet on them because that's just been a recipe for disaster for the last couple of weeks. I'll go Minnesota. Give me the Timberwolves to find a way to get the job done. I'll fade Houston until they show some signs of life. Give me Minnesota.
Yeah, you know what? I agree with everything you said, but I'm just going to take Houston because I can't believe in the Timberwolves without Ant. I'm sorry. I can't do it. And this is more so just a fade of the Timberwolves roster versus Houston in desperation mode than it is actually a bet on Houston being.
Well, I do want to ask you, though. I understand the point that you're making, but just to interrupt, what do you think the main issue is with Houston? Is it a chemistry thing? Is it a shooting thing? All the above? Like, this team just has no real identity, and they're supposed to be a tough team to focus on rebounding, etc. I don't really know what this team is.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a combination of all those things you said, but I mean, it's just a stretch right now that they're going through that they just haven't played well. I mean, we saw OKC go through it. Like, all good teams go through it, but like some people think that it's just the point guard issues coming back to bite them, and that is a part of it. But I really think it's just a cohesiveness. Like, they just have guys in and out of the lineup. They're expecting a lot more out of Durant at his age, which is, I mean, it's a credit to him for being that good and being able to do it. But again, you kind of want to lower his usage rate so he can be, more available and more effective later.
Yeah, Armin still can't shoot, but his stats are.
Yeah, but the shooting is the issue. It's not going to get fixed overnight. I mean, it's just. They
got to trade for somebody.
Yeah, and I think they will. But yeah, I think it's a combination of all of those things. It's nothing really like. It's nothing really there that I think is like hindering them from being what they are. I mean, I think they'll be fine once the playoffs start and the game slows down a little bit more and they play in the half court and they're able to use, those big bodies to, crash the glass and create second chance opportunities. So
can I ask how you define fine? Is that winning one series? 'Cause I think that's the ceiling for this team. I just think winning one series is the peak, and they might be a play-in team, which means you're probably getting OKC or Denver in the first round.
I think they can win. I think they can win 2. I honestly think they match up better with Denver than they do OKC.
That I agree with, but I don't think they can beat.
I think they can beat Denver.
I do not. Yeah, I understand. I understand the argument with the size, but
yeah, I think they can.
I just don't think they have really enough just shot makers to beat Denver in crunch time.
Yeah,
I've seen Houston punt away so many leads in the fourth quarter. Yeah, I don't trust them in crunch time.
Yeah, I'm not like disagreeing with you, but I just think that. That blueprint that Minnesota set, ironically, that Minnesota set against Jokic, like Houston has that times 2. And they got like 4 guys that can rotate them. I mean, obviously they're not going to stop them, but again, when the game slows down, I think they'll be fine in the half court. Granted, I'm banking on them making a move to get some, like, I mean, I know it's not like sexy, but like Ja would be decent there as well. I mean, he can't shoot, but you can trade for. You can get a middling shooter to like.
See, I was under the impression Porter Jr. made more sense.
I mean, I think Ja does, just strictly with his ability to be able to attack the rim and facilitate to get guys in certain spots. And if you get a shooter on the floor, you can space him out and have him in.
That's kind of the thing, though, is I don't know if you could actually run an offense with Ja and Amon together when both of them are going to be ignored entirely from the 3-point line.
I mean, technically they're doing it now. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. I just don't think that solves any of the problems.
Yeah, but
Porter Jr. makes sense.
Yeah, I guess that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool.
If you wanted to argue for, acquiring a blockbuster, guy, I think Porter Jr. makes more sense than Ja.
Yeah, they got to add. Yeah, what I'm saying, and maybe I probably wasn't clear enough. But yeah, they if they do get Ja, I'm expecting them to add like a shooter or two, like a lower level shooter or two that can spread the floor. I mean, I don't know what his situation is, but might want to call Malik Beasley.
I think that makes sense if he's been working out. I'm surprised the team hasn't signed him yet.
Yeah, because he's done with it, right? Like they.
As far as I know, he was cleared.
Right. Yeah.
Unless it was an unwritten agreement that he was cleared,
he's not playing
but
again.
Don't pick up this guy because he's guilty.
Yeah, I get it. But yeah,
which might be a case too. But I mean, I'm trying to think of like what you can actually do if you're Houston, even for trading purposes. Like, does this work? No, you can't even trade Jabari with Porter. Or for Porter, you got to like attach other stuff. So I don't actually know. I see Philly mentioning Kobe White. I mean, that can make sense in theory if you want to go for that. But they need to trade for somebody. But simply put, I don't.
That's a really good one.
That makes sense. I don't like this Houston team at all. I had their win total under when we did the preseason win total, and this team still can't shoot. Shocker. So I'll go for the Timberwolves in this one. Moving on to the last game, you have the Wizards taking on the Kings. Kings are laying 7.5, and the over-under is available at about 233.5. For the injury report, so the Kings are pretty much fully healthy. Keegan Murray's out. Sabonis might come back. He fully practiced on Thursday, so he has not played for a long, long time, but now he might make his return to the lineup. We'll see, but still, nice addition offensively. For the Wizards, no Coulibaly, no Middleton, and of course, no Trey, who's out until the All-Star break. That was announced a couple days ago. But the Wizards keep punting away games. The Kings are randomly on a hot streak. They've won 3 in a row. They beat the Knicks, they beat the Lakers, and they ended up beating Houston. So 3 playoff teams they ended up beating pretty handily in each of those games. I'm on the Kings. I'm not going to play the tank ball drop because the Kings have actually won some games recently, but I think 7.5 makes sense. I've gone out on my way to accuse the Wizards of punting games for the last week and a half, and they have not been close. They've gotten buried in basically every game. Looking at the last 4 games they've lost by 14-plus points. This team's getting killed intentionally, and it's why Trey's not playing. So give me the Kings minus 7.5 for this game, simply put.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, you took a lot of my points and what I was going to hit on, but I will say the Kings they remind me of the team we talked about earlier with the Pacers. Like they're trending up. They're getting Sabonis back. They got some really good players, young guys. Nick Clifford. I know they're probably looking to move.
I wish Carter. They played Ellis more. I still like Keon Ellis.
Yeah, I think he's going to get moved as well. But like I said, man, I think they just need to get off of those older guys. Maybe try to get what you can out of them. Get off the salary and just start from there, because they have some young talent. They drafted pretty well over the last few years. Outside of Carter's fine. He's just been injured so much that he doesn't have a track record. But
I like Ronaldo. Though. Ronaldo's pretty good.
Yeah. Maxine is good. Nick Clifford is good. Like they have some pieces there, and they're producing, especially Maxine. So
I don't think Carter's really panned out, but we'll see.
Yeah, I like Sacramento on the spot. I mean, I think the over is a good play as well. I mean, it took some money, as I think it opened 231.
I don't know if I can take the over. I mean, the Wizards have scored less than 108 in 3 straight games. I think they played okay teams, but they scored 107 against New Orleans.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be a lot of pace, no defense. I think it's going to be a lot of pace. I like this. I like this Kings team going forward, especially if they're catching. Now, this is a different, obviously, animal. Yeah. Because they're laying this type of number, but they're getting a boost back with Sabonis. This is their 4th game of a home stand, so they want to end that kind of on a high note. So I like the Kings to get it done here by double digits.
I'm at that point in the season where just looking at the form and the actual intentions of the roster, the Wizards are an auto fit.
Right.
This is the worst team in the entire league, and watching them play, they are actively punting games. So I'm kind of ignoring who they're even playing most of the time. They just lose every game by 15. So I'll go for the Kings in this one. Anyway, before we get into the Lock and Dog picks, a reminder they're brought to you by our sponsor, Arnold Fantasy. So if you want to do pick 'em entries, chance to win 5,000 times, your entry will give out an entry in a few minutes. But check out the playoff magic they have all postseason long for football. Every playoff weekend, open the app, see what promos they have waiting for you. New offer, though, for new customers, play just $5. You $75 bonus funds when you sign up with the promo code NBA SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. They've been great this NFL season. Check them out for the playoffs. We still have a couple of games starting tomorrow in the divisional round, so check that out for Rhythm. But you can also use them for college basketball, for golf, for other sports, so check them out for models. You can build your own, copy one for the leaderboard, or let Rhythm's house models give you plays, or you can build from scratch. So once again, a couple of options you can roll with the actual models. But if you want to go premium, use the code SGPN25 when you sign up and download the app for 25% off your first month. That's Rhythm, RITHMM, with the code SGPN25 for 25% off your first month at Rhythm. Welcome back, everyone, to the NBA podcast. Finished going through all the games on the card for Friday. Time to go on into the lock and dog picks. Lonte, what's going to be your lock and dog for the show today?
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to jump out on a limb. I'm going to go 4.5 with Houston, just without Ant. I mean, I just think they match up fine with Houston. I mean, with Minnesota, but I mean, without Ant to like shot create, and I just don't know how they get enough offense, especially on a pack line defense that
I decided to pass on that when I saw them have a war with the G League Bulls a couple days ago, but I'm rooting for you.
Yeah, so I'm gonna take Houston to get it done at home to get back on track, and they need this win. They need this win. They can't lose this game. This is kind of in one of those quote unquote must win territories. And for the dog, I'm gonna go with a small dog. Let's go plus 110 with Chicago. I think they should be a favorite. I mean, I don't like the way Brooklyn's been playing defensively. I think Chicago's feisty. They bounced back after that rough stretch that they had. So yeah, I like them going in the right direction. Let's go Chicago plus 110.
All right, cool. For my lock on the show, I had a couple of options. What should I go with here? I'll just take the Clippers. I'm not going to overthink it. Give me the Clippers minus 1.5. Game should be close. I understand that, but the Clippers are the better team right now based on current form. I think Kawhi's going to play. Yes, I know in theory if Kawhi, Andash, or Zubac sits, it could be annoying for me. But the Clippers, with such a bad start to the season, they really can't afford to sit Kawhi, which is why I think he's played so many games. It's because they started so far in the basement, they can't afford to load manage him over the course of the season. But either way, do you think Kawhi gets cheered or booed, by the way, in Toronto? I'm assuming cheered because he won a title, right? Like, no-brainer.
And it was pretty much known that he was the one and done. So, like, and he won a title. Like, you can't boo that, man. No.
That's what I assumed as much. So either way, it's an environment he's used to. Maybe an ovation from the crowd. I think he plays, but the Clippers have been good. I'll go with the Clippers minus 1.5 as my lock for the show. For my dog, it does not happen often. Yes, he might be on a min restriction, but I got to do it. He might not play. Sabonis double-doubles plus 150. What are we doing here? Like, if Sabonis ends up getting a min restriction and he plays 25, I'm still fine with that. Sabonis is one of the best double-double guys in the entire league. And the Wizards, we know, cannot rebound. They're a really bad rebounding team. I think it's a great price. If you want to combo it with the Kings to win as well, you can try to get some extra value out of that. But just to mention the numbers this season, Sabonis has had a double-double in 9 of 11 games. Last year, he had a double-double in 62 of 71 games. The guy's a walking double-double every year. Yes, I understand that the minutes could be an issue for him in his first game back in months. But plus 150 is objectively a great price on Sabonis against a really bad defense with Washington that cannot rebound the ball. Good enough for me. Give me Sabonis double-double at plus 150 as my dog for the show. Moving on to underdog, Lonte, anybody you're interested in. I like Sabonis rebounds at
I like that as well.
9.5.
Yeah, I like that as well.
I'm not sure if he's on underdog, though. So that's kind of the problem. So I might not be able to actually take that. Is it 10.5? Actually, the double-double might be there.
Yeah, I was saying if the double
see.
was there, yeah, definitely.
Okay, so we'll go for Sabonis higher half a double as the first choice. Anybody else you want to go after? I mean, you want Clyde? You want?
I like a maxi bounce back game, and I like Gobert lower PR.
Okay, so for
but whatever
Maxey,
you like, it doesn't matter.
Maxey's 26.5 points. We can do the bounce back there. Do you prefer the 26.5 or the threes?
I prefer the 26.5. I prefer the 26.5.
Okay. So 26.5, we'll go for the higher on his points. And for the last one, you wanted to do Gobert lower. I'm just seeing if there's anything else potentially. I don't mind it.
Yeah, that's just something that I like. Whatever you can come up with is fine with me.
Yeah, I'm kind of just looking around to see if there's anything else I'm intrigued by for the matchups. Sorry, let me just see if there's anything that catches my eye real quick.
Or Pascal, one of those guys.
I don't mind Pascal.
Yeah, Pascal.
I mean, we know New Orleans can't guard anybody, so that's fine.
Right.
Yeah, I can get behind that. Let me just see what Siakam is at for points. Siakam points is available at 24.5. So I can get behind that too. All right. So once again, the 3-pick entry for the... Actually, let me just make sure it's 24.5 on Underdog because it might be 25.5. Is that a deal breaker for you? Is that 25.5 instead of 24.5?
I think he can push 30. I like his PR as well. I think he can. I think he'll be able to rebound with the smalls of the small lineup that New Orleans plays.
Okay, I can potentially get into that too. PR is at 33.5. So we can do that instead. So once again, 3-pick entry for Underdog. We are going to go with Maxey higher, 26.5 points. We're going to go with Siakam higher, 33.5 points and rebounds. And last but not least, it was the first one that we had. Lonte, what else did we like again? It was what?
We had double-double for Sabonis.
Oh, Sabonis double-double. Yeah. Thank you. So Sabonis double-double. We'll go with Maxey higher on his points at 26.5. And Siakam higher, 33.5 PR. Anyways, going to wrap it up for the show. A reminder, starting next week, we have night shows. So starting Sunday night, we're going to start recording because Terrell changed his work schedule around, which means Lonte can do more shows. So once again, we'll divide up the episodes a bit more evenly. But either way, check out the podcast for night shows next week. If you're looking for a show at 11 a.m., keep waiting because we're not going to have a live show. But there will be a recorded show at that time. So we're going to aim for probably 10 or 11, probably 10 p.m. Eastern at night. So keep an eye out for that. Till next time, though, good luck to all of you and all of your bets. Bye, everyone.
Basketball.